Hi, I'm Maria Theoharis or Velo Sews on social media. Welcome back to the special Sew Organised Style podcast for the Big Sew Off. Grab a cuppa and relax with us.
To make things a little bit more exciting, we also do a raffle, a prize draw basically. So everyone who donates on the Just Giving page and gives their name and email address will be entered into this prize draw, which is amazing, let me tell you, because again, so many businesses have come on board giving us maybe a voucher for a fabric shop or free PDF patterns. I should say that we are also doing a new thing this year. We are doing some pay what you can patterns on Sew Over It.
That's Alma. She's one of the organisers of the Big Sew Off. Next week, on the 7th of November from 10 a.m. in the UK, this 24-hour charity sew-a-thon starts again for the third year in a row. The money raised from this 24-hour charity sew-a-thon goes to Mind Charity in the UK. I encourage you to follow the Big Sew Off on Instagram because there are more sewing hubs and surprises to be announced to raise money for this year's goal. On Instagram, use the tag The Big Sew Off to cheer on everyone who's taking part in this 24-hour charity sew-a-thon. Let's listen to Alma now. Hi, Alma.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Good. How are you? Lovely to see you.
So nice to see you again. I love that this is our yearly check-in when it's time for the Big Sew Off.
Yeah, and that's when everyone gets together for the sew-a-thon. So that's really worthwhile getting together for.
Definitely, yeah. So the Big Sew Off, this is now our third year, and it is many things, but one thing I love about it is that it brings the sewing community together. I'm from Sew Over It, so it's a London-based company, and we are organising the event, but we gather so many other businesses and sewing personalities together to make this event happen. It's something that's really exciting because there's a small business, you don't get to collaborate with many people throughout the year, and suddenly we're all working towards the same goal, which is something that I really enjoy seeing. It's really lovely. And because the sewing community is quite online based, you sort of interact with lots of people at different times, and this is one time when everyone is doing the same thing. That's something that's lovely about this event.
The reason we're getting together is to raise funds for Mind Charity.
Absolutely, yes. So it's a charity fundraiser. And for the third year, we are raising funds for Mind, which is a mental health charity here in the UK. The reason we chose this charity initially, and we have continued this charity, is because for us in the Sew Over It team especially, but I think it's something that's shared throughout the sewing community, there is a very strong connection between the hobby of sewing and mental health. Personally, I came to sewing at a time where I needed a little bit of help and respite from mental health issues. And it's really, really helped me in many, many ways. So I know I'm not the only one. Like in the Sew Over It team, many share my view. And I know that there are many, many sewists out there that also feel like sewing is a calm island or something to escape your daily troubles with. It just made sense. It's a way of us to give back, basically, to put the sewing into good use, to raise money for a charity that does a lot of work here in the UK. So yeah, big fans of Mind.
Their speciality is helping people who need assistance with their mental health. So why not raise the funds for the people who actually do that work for others who need it?
Exactly. That. So it's all giving back in a way into the communities. And for the last 2 years combined, we've raised over £20,000.
Wow.
Which to me is incredible. Because honestly, when we started it in the first year, I think we put our goal as £5,000, thinking, ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. That's so much money. Are we sure? Like, can we ask for this much? And, you know, the beauty of a crowdfunding, of something that different people contribute to, is that whether you're able to contribute £1 or 50, everything combined is the strength of the group, isn't it? And that's how we managed to raise incredible figures in the end. Again, every time we feel a little bit nervous. So this time, last year we raised over £14,000. Amazing. And this year we went to put the goal, we went to put the goal on the Just Giving page, which is how we're doing the fundraising, like practically. You have to put a goal again for how much you want to fundraise. And again, I was so nervous. And so we've gone to 10,000, which again feels like so much, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on.
I think 10,000 is a realistic goal. And once we achieve it, I know it's really amazing in that 24-hour period to know that you've done that.
Exactly. And it helps, let me tell you, it really helps to see, the pot getting filled as you're getting tired and you keep sewing and you're there for so many hours. It really keeps you going. And also, people can leave a message with their donation, which also feels very encouraging. And it feels like you have people behind you in this. It's really, really, really lovely.
And if people want to contribute a donation, but want to contribute in an anonymous way, they can do that as well.
Absolutely, yes. To make things a little bit more exciting, we also do a raffle, a prize draw, basically. So everyone who donates on the Just Giving page and gives their name and email address will be entered into this prize draw, which is amazing, let me tell you, because again, so many businesses have come on board giving us, maybe a voucher for a fabric shop or free PDF patterns. We have my personal favorite acrylic jewelry brand, which is called Tatted Divine. They're amazing. I love them. And they are giving us 6 necklaces that are part of the prize draw. Honestly, there are so many exciting things that you could win, which, you don't need a reason to contribute to charity, but this makes it a little bit more exciting. And if you are happy to give your name and an email address, then you enter in the prize draw. But you can absolutely do it anonymously. And then you're not in the prize draw, but you've done a great thing. So we thank you.
So let's go back to the basics. What's happening in 2024?
So in 2024, next week, actually, which feels very soon, what we have is the Big Sew Off HQ, we call it. And that is in London, UK. At the gorgeous New Craft House shop. This is, if people don't know, it's an amazing fabric shop in East London. They specialize in dead stock fabrics. So there's a lovely sustainable side to the business, no waste, and the fabrics are gorgeous. In their shop, they run classes. So they are equipped with a space that's perfect for our purpose because they have lots of gorgeous sewing machines that we can use. And, irons and all of that. And you're surrounded by these incredible fabrics. It's very stimulating as a venue. And so at the HQ, there will be the Sew Over It team, so myself and my colleagues, and then lots of sewing friends, celebrities, whatever we want to call them, but lots of exciting people from the sewing community. And some will be staying for the full 24 hours. So it all kicks off at 10 a.m. on Thursday, the 7th of November, up until 10 a.m. the next day. It's a long time, people. It's very long. And we'll be there for 24 hours. Some friends are joining us for the full 24 hours. Some will be dropping in for a couple of hours, maybe in the morning, others in the evening. We love the buzz of the HQ because that's where there's, I think, probably the most amount of people at any one point will be at the HQ. And, the whirring of the sewing machines and the chats that happen in between are really exciting. And the fun thing is that you can follow all that buzz on the Sew Over It YouTube channel. So we do a live stream of the entire 24 hours, which is, let me tell you, it's quite a tricky technical thing to do. Every year, both years, we've had issues at the beginning, but eventually it starts going. So hopefully this year it starts working from the get-go. On the Sew Over It YouTube channel, you can just check in every few hours on your lunch break. If you're bored at work, have a peek, see how we're getting on. It's really fun. It's quite big brothery, I don't know.
It's big brothery in a friendly way. And like it's all tongue in cheek.
And it is quite funny. I think you can definitely see when the energy levels start going down. So that's the time when you should send the message, because on the live stream, you can also send messages and we read them throughout the day, which is so nice. At 3 a.m. to get like, come on, keep going.
Yeah.
That will help. It's very, very important to know that someone is watching. This is where people from the other countries in the world come in very handy, like you. You always check in on us when it's about 3 a.m. in the morning, and we really need your daytime energy. It's very, very handy.
You know, there have been times when I've been up in the morning and I'm more than happy to send a message or get on a live chat with you just to wake people up.
It's really helpful. And just to break up the time as well, because what's nice is that you work on different projects. You can start with a skirt and you finish that. Maybe you move on to a top. I found that quite useful to keep my brain a little bit awake. Because if you're doing different things, you're kind of activating different parts. So that's useful. And then having the interactions with different people is also very useful. On top of the live stream on YouTube, what we did in the past few years, and we're going to do again this year, is that we do lots of Instagram lives from the HQ and connecting to other places, other people that are sewing for the big sew off. We just have a little chat on Instagram. It's quite fun to watch, and they all get saved on the Instagram account. So, you don't have to be awake at 3 to watch the live. You can watch it the next morning. Catch up with your breakfast.
And so those connections, those lives, are they also going to be with the hub that are being set up?
Yes. So we have a mixture. And this year we're going to try something a little bit different as well, because it's a lot of work, as you can imagine. As I'm saying it, I'm thinking I'm already tired. But last year we did an Instagram live on the hour, every hour, and they were all led by the HQ. What we're going to do this year is still do that, but sometimes it will be a takeover. So someone else, like we have the wonderful, she's Paige Joanna on Instagram. She's an amazing sewist. She does incredible content, and she will be sewing from home. She was with us at the HQ last year. This year, she's going to be sewing from home, but we've asked her to do one of the Instagram lives. It's going to be her on the Big Sew Off account, but leading the chat. So just having a chat, telling us about what she's sewing. And that just means that we can have 1 hour off at least. Well, off from the Instagram live anyway. But then we'll still also do lots of Instagram lives connecting to different hubs around the country, different sewists, some exciting people from the Great British Sewing Bee, everyone's favorite TV show here in the UK.
Yeah. Oh.
So we're going to connect with some of them. I'm very excited about this. Things will be announced. It's all very exciting. And it's all, again, to get people excited about the event. So hopefully, if you're at home sewing in the evening just for yourself, you're like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. Check in on the Instagram account, check in on the YouTube live stream and see how we're doing. You mentioned the hubs. So the hubs are basically other venues around the UK where people are getting together and sewing for the big sew off. This year, we have quite a few. I'm very excited. We actually have 2 London ones on top of the HQ. 2 London ones have popped up, which I'm very excited about. We have Ray Stitch, who did it last year. Incredible. And we have a new place called Fabrications in East London as well. Then we have So Confident in Glasgow, who did it last year as well. Really, really fun. We have one in Barrow in Furness, a business called Jenny Stitches. So excited that she's on board this year. And then a very exciting hub. I'm extremely excited about this one. We have Sandeep, who runs a business called Sister Mintaka that many sewists here in the UK love because her fabrics are divine. And this year, she's been on a TV show as well called Dress the Nation. So lots of buzz around Sandeep. And she has been wonderful and decided to create a hub of her own in Coventry. Extremely happy that so many people have got on board to create hubs, because at the HQ, we don't physically have space to welcome other sewists. We just have the planned appearances, let's call them.
Yeah.
But we really wanted there to be the opportunity for individual sewists to go and sew with other people on the day. And so that's what the hubs are for. And we have a scattering all around the UK. And it's always very exciting to see what each hub does, because everyone does something different. And that's what we encourage. When we get in touch with them, we specify that they should make it their own. You don't have to do 24 hours. Absolutely not. Just do an amount of time that you think you can manage, because it is a lot of work. For example, Ray Stitch, I love what they do because they hold some freestyle classes anyway. And freestyle is just you bring your own project and just sew in a room with other people. And there's a teacher on hand that can help with questions. And, if you get stuck, they do that anyway in their shop very often. It's an event they're used to running. And on the 7th of November, they're just redirecting that same event into the big sew-off. So the amount that people pay to go to the class goes into the Just Giving page. And I think that's just genius because it's no extra work. It's just molding what you do already into the format of the big sew-off, which is perfect because as I say, we know how much it is to organize something like this. So I think the more you can make it work for you as a hub, the better. And so that's what we're seeing. And it's really, really, really lovely.
And all the details about the hubs that we currently know about and any new ones that might appear prior to the 7th of November will be on the Instagram account, The Big Sew Off.
Yes, absolutely. I would say the Instagram account is the place to check in on, to see the news, the latest announcements. And it's just at The Big Sew Off. Sew Off is SEW, of course. On there, you can also find a link to the website. You can find a link to the Just Giving page to start donating. Someone's donated already. We were very excited because usually donations start coming in when it kicks off, but it's happening already. So thank you so much. The Just Giving page also, I should say, will stay open for a little bit longer after the event. If anyone is feeling generous after the event and wanting to enter that amazing prize draw, it's just in terms of administration wise, it's easier for us to leave it open for a little bit longer and give it time to sizzle.
It's Thursday to Friday, and then hopefully everyone who's at the HQ and the hubs will get the weekend to just relax and catch up on their sleep.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to sleeping all of Friday. That's what I did last year, I think. I got home because, we have to also do the get out, clean up after ourselves.
Yeah.
After 24 hours of sewing, we have to tidy up the beautiful shop. And eventually, when you get home, I just collapsed last year. It's a lot.
And finally, there is the option to donate clothes.
What we did last year that worked very well, and we're repeating this year, is that at the HQ, there are a lot of us sewing. So there are a lot of garments being made. And we really wanted the making to also be meaningful. So, the sewing is raising money for Mind. The actions of the day are raising money for Mind. But we're ended up with some really beautiful handmade things. And we really wanted these to go to a good place. So we partnered up last year and again this year with an incredible nonprofit. I think they call themselves a Tech for Good, which I really like. It's an organization called Give Your Best here in the UK. Throughout the year, this is not just for the Big Sew Off. Throughout the year, you can donate your best pre-loved clothes. So they have to be in good shape. But you can donate your best pre-loved clothes to this organization. What you do is you upload the item, a little bit like Vinted, if anyone is familiar with that app, Vinted or Depop. So you upload an item, and what happens is you're not selling it for money. You're uploading it to a catalog online where refugees and asylum seekers in the UK can shop, in inverted commas, because they're not paying for the item, but they can pick the items that they like and look through, I want to look at tops, I want to look at skirts, I want to look at this color, I want to look at this size. So the experience is really empowering for someone who is in clothes poverty, which is what it is, to not just be given a bunch of clothes with no choice. You actually have the agency of choosing the clothes that you like.
Yeah.
And that is really important. Really, I feel very strongly about this because I know, as a sewist, I know that the clothes you wear give you power and confidence, and it makes a difference what you wear.
Yeah.
Not just in terms of fashion, just in terms of how you feel about yourself. And I think the choosing of those clothes, that's why I love sewing my own, because I can make them how I want them. But imagine if you were just given a bin bag full of clothes and, that's your luck. Like, that's what you're going to wear because you need clothes, but you don't get a choice. With Give Your Best, you do get a choice, which is beautiful. And so I have donated some pre-loved clothes to this organization. Rosie, the director of Sew Over It, is the one who came across the organization first, and she's donated lots of clothes. So we thought it's the perfect thing to donate the things that we make at the HQ. And last year, this was another buzz because we were making the things, and as soon as they were finished, we photographed them, uploaded them onto Give Your Best, and they were shot genuinely within minutes. And that makes you feel like people want this, people need this, and they're liking this. And how lovely that they're not only clothes in good condition, they have been made especially for this platform. There's a lot of love that goes around that action. I really like it. So last year we ended up donating over 50 items between women's wear and children's wear, and lots of accessories that Emma from Studio 77, who's joining us again for the full 24 hours at the HQ, she's going to be back, and she makes amazing bags, like incredible. Like, you look at them and you can't believe that someone made them by hand. And she made so many beautiful ones that we uploaded on Give Your Best, and honestly, they were snapped up so quickly. It gives the making a really big meaning, and it also means that you're making quite carefully and with attention. It's not about, it was amazing that we made 50 plus things, but it wasn't about the quantity. We wanted to make something well, and we are focusing on sort of easy fitting things. So, you're not going to make like a fit and flare dress, because that's a little bit trickier to make sure that it's going to fit someone. Last year, we made lots of things like robes, easy blouses, not too clingy, so that that it's going to fit a person, which is nice. And this year, we're going to do some T-shirts. We're going to do some wrap skirts. That's the kind of idea, something that is easy fitting, easy wearing for your everyday life. That's what we're going to be focusing on. I should say that we are also doing a new thing this year. We are doing some pay what you can patterns on Sew Over It. The aforementioned T-shirt, so our ultimate T-shirt and our ultimate wrap skirt patterns, they are available as pay what you can on the website as special big sew off patterns. So if you want to get involved, or if you just want to sew them for yourself, you can pay what you can and that money goes into the Mind fundraising. And we just thought it would be an extra thing, because we got a lot of questions last year from people sewing at home that said, I really want to sew something for Give Your Best, but I don't know what's the right thing to do. So this year we've picked those two patterns to sew at the HQ, and we thought, let's just make this available to people at home as well. So that's an exciting new thing that we came up for this year. And again, the funds are all contributing to the big sew off.
Having that ability to pay as you can for a couple of key patterns that can then be put onto the Give Your Best account is a good way of, like, that's, I suppose you call a supply line. Like, it's the whole circle of making, deciding, and then making sure it goes to people who feel empowered wearing them.
Exactly that. We just wanted to add another aspect and make it easy. Basically, it's not easy for us to run it, but we want it to be easy for people to join in. And again, same as what I said with the hubs, do what works for you. So it's a Thursday night. Maybe you're going to do some sewing anyway for yourself. Just put the live stream on. Just check in on the hour to see how we're doing at the HQ. We just want people to be aware that it's happening, to engage with the whole thing, send a message, send £5 to the Just Giving page, just talk about it, mention it in your stories. I'm sewing my jacket today and I'm joining in with a big sew off. Things like that. We just want everyone to be talking about it and getting excited about it, because it is very unique as an event in the sewing calendar, you know? There's nothing like it. It's very exciting.
It is. And then having people join in the last few hours to see how we cross the line at 10 a.m. on the Friday.
Yes, that is a very good moment to check in, because that's, you can see us all exhausted and relieved that it's over, and check on how much we've raised so far, which hopefully will be a good number again. That is a very good point, actually. When you wake up on Friday, that is a good time to have a look at what's been going on. It's the last stretch. So that's when we really, really need your encouragement. So send some messages, you know, check in on the live stream, check in on Instagram, and send us your strength that you have after sleeping all night when we have it.
Cheer them on at the finishing line and see how much money is raised for Mind.
So yeah, we're very, very excited about it again, and not long to go now. So get your plans together. Just make sure that on Thursday, the 7th of November, from 10 a.m. until 10 a.m. the next day, you check in on us in some way. I really wanted to mention, there was someone last year who just got 4 friends together and they went and embroidered in a pub. They worked on their embroidery projects. Beautiful. And that was their way of joining the Big Sew Off. How lovely is that? And easy, portable, you know, it can be anything. If you want to do some mending on Thursday evening after work, just do it and tag at the Big Sew Off in your stories. Just little things like that. It's all about taking part. That's what it is.
It is. And even if you're catching up with friends on Friday morning as well, the same thing.
Lovely. Go for a coffee. Talk about your sewing plans at the Big Sew Off. Why not?
Yeah.
Everything helps to get the word out.
So we've got a week to go, and then we're at the Big Sew Off starting line on the 7th of November at 10 a.m.
UK time, of course. Yeah.
It'll be 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, but 7 p.m. Queensland time.
I love it. I love it. It will be very lovely to get some people in different countries checking in on us when it's nighttime for us. That's a clue moment to get involved. We'd love that. All I can say is please join in some way. Get involved in some way, and you can find, if you go to the Instagram account, there's a link to the website, and you can find out all the different ways that you can get involved. There is no wrong way to get involved. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way of doing the Big Sew Off wrong. You just do what works for you and tag us. That's all it is. Just talk about it.
So listeners, get involved, follow the Big Sew Off on Instagram and see how you can spread the word, because we've only got 7 days to go before it starts.
Now is the time to rally the troops, get some friends together, do some sewing in the afternoon, do some sewing in the evening, and yeah, just get stuck in and send us messages of love, encouragement, and belief. Just anything to keep us going.
Yes, please. That'd be wonderful. Thanks, Alma. I'll let you get back to the organising.
Thank you so much. This was lovely again. I really like these chats about the Big Sew Off every year. And we'll probably see you on an Instagram Live. We need to settle those details. As we get off this recording, we're going to book you in for one of our evening slots. Because we need you. We need you, Maria.
We need everybody to get involved, but yeah, no worries. I can do that. Thank you so much, Alma.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. This special episode of Sew Organised Style Podcast for the Big Sew Off was produced by me, Maria Theoharis, with permission of Alma of Sew Over It, soundbybensound.com. Many thanks for the ongoing support of this podcast Patreon contributors. Their ongoing monthly support enables me to develop this podcast for free. Make sure you direct message Sandy and the social media editors at Sober50 on Instagram to contribute to the ongoing posts and challenges the team promotes to the community of over 50,000 followers. You can subscribe to Sew Organised Style Podcast, spelt with an S, not a Z, on all good podcast apps. Make sure you go back and listen to our free Sober 50 podcast archive on Soul Organised Style Podcast. We look forward to joining you in your sewing room next time. Stay safe, everyone.